So which are you, sweet or savoury? Hello, it's time for a bunny lunchbox idea. If you haven't seen the others, they're linked above, but let's just get straight to this week's bunny lunchbox idea. Let's go! Let me just quickly take you shopping with me because I just wanted to show you some of these fun snacks inside my local supermarket. So you can see there's a whole load of snacks here, but I really wanted to use these bunny bites. Now I'm really hoping you've got something similar where you live. These are in Tesco in the UK, and you can see they're just really cute bunny snacks. So back home, this just gives you a flavour. Actually, some of this is in next week's video, but we're going to be focusing on the cutters, and you can see I've pulled out all of the Easter cutters. We're using the Panino lunchbox. And before we get started, these are the two tools that I use for creating these little sort of bunny bites, if you like, out of a carrot. You can see the two cutters I've chosen, but actually this lunchbox idea is a bunny lunchbox idea. So we're just going to grate the carrot, just use the bunny cutter, and chunks of cucumber as well. Now it's really important to just be mindful of the size of the carrot that you choose. You can see here it's not quite a big enough carrot, whereas the cucumber, you can see it's a really wide diameter, so there's no problem in getting the complete bunny rabbit cutter cut out of it. So I just wanted to kind of remind you of this. It doesn't matter about the other bits of carrot, they can get eaten up, but obviously, you know, it has to be a certain size. And also try and cut the discs of cucumber the same thickness as the carrot, because then it's just really nicely uniform. So that's just another quick tip. But anyway, let's just crack on. So we're going to quickly cut out all of the bunny rabbits. You can alternate between carrot and cucumber, or you could just keep them all as little bunny rabbits. And you know, it's Easter time or springtime, so I just love mixing up orange, yellow and lime. And we're going to be using the Panino lunchbox, as I said already. We're lining it with a serviette, and I've got out my bunny cutters. Now really I wanted to do the front on bunny, that's what the cutter I wanted to use, but I also wanted to use these sandwich thins, which I've got in brown and white. And you can see this front on bunny rabbit cutter, it's just too big, so I've got to use this kind of smaller one where the bunny is side on, and I'm just going to make it work. Now I did find these other cutters which are a similar size, similar profile, but I thought, okay, let's just use the bunny rabbit that's side on, and just let's get cracking. Now do check the link above if you want to see any of the other bunny lunchbox ideas. I did actually make some cheese scones out of the bunny cutter, so you know, you could make little biscuits, cookies, all sorts of things. And you know, watch this space because there will be more sort of fun lunchbox ideas coming, and as I say, check all the links above. Now I do turn over the whatever you're cutting out with the cutter, I do always turn it out the wrong side so that you do get just a much nicer finish. So again, we're doing 2 of these. Now you could just use 1, and we're going to be doing a sweet and we're going to be doing a savoury option, because I know at Easter time there's so many chocolate sweets, eggs, you name it. So I was really mindful of that. So as I say, we've got the white sandwich thin and we've also got the brown, and again we're just going to cut out the bunny shape, push it through on the wrong side, try and get that nice neat finish. And this one for some reason didn't cut as well, but you can see, I mean, the difference between the white and brown is really minimal with these. Quite often there's a bigger difference, or you can easily use just white and brown bread. Again, you know, you can mix it up, and you know, I was thinking about alternating, you know, one sandwich thin with the other. So you know, it's actually a lot better the wrong side up. So if I did it again, I'd probably just cut them slightly differently. But anyway, I'm going to put those little bunnies to one side while we're going to fill it with cream cheese or any kind of soft cheese of your choice. So we've cut them out. I've got Laughing Cow, if you've got Dairy Lee, or if you've got Philadelphia or any other cream cheese, and it doesn't matter if you accidentally split the top, because once you put on the cream cheese it's going to just, you know, stick it all down neatly. So we're just going to do a smattering of this, and this is actually going to be the sort of sweeter version. Now you may have seen earlier I was getting out all of my sprinkles, just seeing what I had, and there's always new ones in the baking aisle, so do make sure you just keep an eye on the baking aisle if you are ever needing some. Now my top tip here is do make sure that you keep the sprinkles out of daylight, because they can fade over time. Now I did find these ones, Joy of Easter, Dr. Oetker, they've actually got bunny rabbits in them, but if you've only got hundreds and thousands, or you've just got the sort of glitter sprinkles, you know, use whatever you've got. There's stars there as well, but I just love the colour of these Easter ones, and they did actually have some bunny rabbits in, and yeah, the colourway is just really, really fun. So we're just going to sprinkle those on top, try and sort of get an even smattering, not too much, because I appreciate these are sugar. You may not want to do this idea so much, but again, it could easily be something that you have at home for afternoon tea, something like that. So we just sort of evenly spread them throughout, and that's just one idea of using sprinkles and the cutter and cream cheese. So let's move on to the next one. So yes, we're using the brown sandwich thin this time. We're going to use the Laughing Cow again. We're doing a smattering of the cream cheese all over, and then this time this is going to be the sort of more savoury option. So we're actually doing cream cheese and then a slice of ham over the top, because that's then going to peep through the little window. So keep watching to understand what I'm saying here. So just a smattering of cream cheese and then a slice of ham over the top, because I just thought, you know what, bunny rabbits are pink, so let's just do a pink bunny rabbit, and then neatly pop the lid over the top so you can see the little pink bunny rabbit showing through where we cut out the bunny rabbit shape. So we're just going to neaten off the leftover ham, and there you have it. So that's your savoury option, which is cream cheese and ham, and then the other option is the sweet option. So which are you, sweet or savoury? And then yeah, you could be really sneaky and just sort of cover up what's inside with the cutout bunny rabbit, and you could swap them over. So that's what I've done here, although it's hard to tell. I've put the white bunny rabbit on top of the brown sandwich thin, and the brown sandwich thin on top of the white, or you could just sort of layer them in, you know, as they are. So if it's a smaller appetite, you could just put one in. So yeah, this is my question to you: which are you, sweet or savoury? Which would you make, or would you make both? So you could, so if it's a smaller appetite, you could just put one in, and then the two little bunny rabbits on top of, as I've got this, put in some silicone cupcake cases, sunshine yellow colour, just to add in another splash of colour, load it up with the little bunny rabbits cut out of the carrots and cucumber, and just alternate that in there, so it's just adding some more colour, and it's all in bite-sized pieces. So again, you're eliminating or removing any obstacles to them eating and tucking in and eating their lunch, which is what we want, isn't it? And then so I'm just sort of laying those out, and then in another compartment we've got the bunny bites, so we're just going to put a handful of those in. And again, that's the beauty of these yum boxes, you can sort of just give them, rather than the whole bag, you can just give them a handful that will fit inside the little silicone cupcake case. So you can see there's actually rather a lot in the hand, but they're all bunny rabbit shapes, which I just think are hugely fun. So I really hope you can find a similar snack close to it where you are. Now that just leaves the final central compartment to fill. So again, if you are making this for a picnic, maybe, you know, pop in a little chocolate bunny rabbit. If this is for school, you may not be able to get away with putting in a chocolate bunny, so I'll leave that to you. You know your school policy best. If you're not allowed to put something inside that is chocolate, and I know some schools are really, really strict, then do you know, you can easily fill it with something else, some of the cucumber bunnies or carrot bunnies, Also, I did actually mean to put in a sort of fondant fancy, which is another sort of sweet treat. So yep, you could easily fill it up with the little cucumber bunny rabbits and have those bunnies on top. But if it is for a larger appetite, then by all means put in the cream cheese and ham. So let's pop on the fondant fancy if you did want to get in some other sort of sweet treat. We have these at Easter time. They're little lemon flavoured little cakes, so you might have something similar. And all I did was put on top some little edible glue, a blob of edible glue, and then use some sprinkles. So the bunny rabbits and the little sticks of carrot, just to make it a little bit more fun. And it's sunshine yellow colour, so it just totally fits with the theme. So that's another idea. Obviously, the fondant fancy where it is right now, you wouldn't be able to close the lunchbox, so that's where we're going to have to just rejig a little bit. We're going to take the bunny rabbits out and pop in the fondant fancy, and then because the fondant fancy, the little cake, it's in its own little paper case, it's not going to be touching the savoury snack, so we're just going to put in just a minimal amount of the savoury snack. So again, it's just another idea of how you can get sort of more different items in the lunchbox and still be able to close the lid. So again, if you have got a larger appetite and you want to put 2 of these sandwich thins in, then of course layer up the ham filled bunny rabbit sandwich thin, and you can always save the bunny rabbit for later. So which would you prefer, the savoury version or the sweet version? So the sweet version or the savoury version, which are you? Or are you both? I'd really love to hear what you think. Let me know in the comments below. And if you do like this, make sure you like and subscribe, share, tell all your friends, because there's just a new video every week. So can't wait to hear what you think of this idea, if you're going to try it over the Easter holidays, if you go out on a picnic, or if you're just out and about in the car, or save it up for when you're back to school. I mean, a bunny rabbit in a lunchbox is always fun. So yeah, let me know, sweet or savoury. There you go. So yeah, there's just enough room to fit in both of the sandwiches. So I mean, if you're packing it even for yourself, you could do 2 of these sandwich thins. They stack in really neatly, and it's all contained in the lunchbox, and you've got your serviette in case you have got sticky fingers. Really hope you like this bunny rabbit lunchbox idea. Super cute, super fun, super easy, and super colourful. And it's all made just using 2 cutters. You've got the big bunny rabbit cutter, and you've also got the little one that makes the little cucumber and carrot bites. As I say, you can see there's enough room to put in the 2 into the lunchbox, so you've got the savoury one on top and you've got the sweet treat one underneath. So if you are packing for a bigger appetite and you think, what, I don't want them to see the sweet one first, let's hope they just eat from the top down, then this is a great idea. So let's have fun with our lunches, and let's just use a couple of cutters. Okay, fair enough, leave the chocolate out, I totally get that. And now you can see me editing the video and getting it all ready to go up on YouTube. So sweet and savoury, really hope you like them. So what do you think? Do you think you'll try it? I just love bunny rabbits. I love springtime. I love flowers. I love, nature. I love all of these things. And if we can pop it in a lunchbox and share the love with the one that we've packed the lunch for, even if it's yourself, then, why not? Why not have fun with your lunches? Fun with just cutters and colour and flavour combinations, because it's so easy, isn't it? It's so easy to get stuck in a rut and pack the same lunch again and again. And that's where I'm here to just equip you and give you fresh ideas, and let's have some fun along the way. So if you did like this idea, do like it, let YouTube know, because they need to know, and also comment below if you've got any comments back. I love to hear from you all, and I do respond to every comment. And if you like this idea, I think you're going to like these ones next. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye now.